Hey everyone, Ivy League Gaming here, and today we're playing Eternal Evolution, and we have an update regarding Zyda and Pandemonium. Alright, so we just got news through the official Discord that there's going to be some hero skill adjustments for both Zyda and Pandemonium already. So I know they re-released Zyda, or not re-released, but it looked like they had updates for Zyda planned. I think they actually happened with the patch, and it seems, people are still pretty disappointed about Zyda's performance overall. I mean, we were kind of hoping that tanks could really be a new proper meta. Now, it has its niche uses still, but it's not like it's still you want Leo or else, right? But let's take a look at what changes are going to happen so we can see if maybe this does open the door to being able to use use some heroes like this in different areas besides just like, oh, the new tank commander in arena, maybe, if you can try, but it's not great. And it's only against very specific teams and it's easy to beat, right? So let's first take a look at Zyda. So let's see what they said. We found that the skills of Zyda and Pandemonium did not meet your expectations. Therefore, we decided to buff the triple S level tank heroes Zyda and Pandemonium in this week's update to increase their ability to deal damage. Later, Triple S tank heroes will have a new damage deflection effect compared with the previous melee immunity effect. So where was that? Was that a passive? No. Right here. This is her current common skill with the talent says, when casting a skill, Zyda gains melee resistance, reducing all received melee damage by a percentage equal to her damage reduction up to 70% for 7 seconds. So I guess that's what's going to change here, and that's what they said. All right, the first note adjusted the talent effect of Tidal Sanctuary, deleted its melee resistance status, and added a new damage deflection status. Reduces all damage received by herself, lasting for 7 seconds. Please refer to the upcoming new version for the actual values. Now, that sounds weird to me. Reduces all damage received by herself. That's just damage reduction. Oh, but to herself. So deflect. When I hear damage deflection, I almost feel like, oh, I guess it's not a reflection. You're not putting the damage back on someone else. You're just not allowing it to happen. Okay. That's fair, I guess. I guess that's fair description. At first, I wanted to be like, it sounds like you're like kind of reflecting the damage back onto the damage dealer, which would be really cool. But I guess that's why it's a deflection, not reflection. All right, let's see. So to enhance Zyda's passive skill, Tide Strong, and increase the max HP recovery value of this skill. So right now, recovers 4% of max HP. Okay, every time allies in the back row perform 12 basic attacks, Zyda recovers HP. So we're going to increase the value of how much she's able to recover. And then enhance the level 30 passive skill of Zyda's exclusive equipment, Ocean Heart. So now it has a skilled cooldown reduced by 2 seconds for Tidal Sanctuary. They're going to change it to, let's see, it will be strengthened. When damage deflection ends, immediately refresh the cooldown of Tidal Sanctuary. Okay, so when her skill here, for 7 seconds or whatever, forever, however much time, if it's the same thing, when that ends, she'll immediately trigger it again. She'll refresh the cooldown. So she's gonna have this up pretty much the entire time? There's no cooldown on this, does that mean? So when you have exclusive 30, there is no cooldown for Tidal Sanctuary. She always has that up, because the second it's over, it's going to be refreshed. Right? I guess you could, I think that's how I would take that. Okay, so, I mean, to be fair, I actually really liked Zyda in the few arena battles I did. If you watched my video on the, using them in arena against vanguards, Zyda was like the last one alive in the one battle with the Bailey where she like one shot a bait. Well, not one shot. It was like he had half health and she just shot him down with her ultimate. So I thought that was fun because she does have an ultimate that's based on her HP and the target's max HP. So that's kind of interesting. A little bit an enemy max HP champion with that skill. So hopefully, all right, so that's good. I mean, so to be honest, though, this doesn't sound like, they said they're going to make them do more damage, but nothing about what I just read for Zyda sounds like she's going to do more damage. It sounds like she's just getting more survivability, which is fine. I don't think the tank needs to do more damage. I think the tank just needs to have great survivability and protect other people. Like, honestly, I kind of wish they gave Zyda, a proper shield for all allies and not just herself. That would have been helpful as well. But all right, especially considering how much we use shields. I mean, or take advantage of that with like pain runes and the whole Vanguard thing. But anyway, all right, let's take a look at Pandemonium now. Boom, I love Pandemonium. Enhance Pandemonium's common skill, Searing Fist. Okay. After the update, Pandemonium hits the target fiercely, and on the basis of causing 16% of his own max HP as damage, he will also heal himself by an additional 10% of his max HP. So, okay, so this is the same 16% of max HP, but he's also going to heal himself by an additional 10% of his max HP. Now, this is an important thing to mention, guys. I had a couple people confused. I don't know if a content creator said this. I have no idea. I haven't watched anybody else's videos on this lately or since he came out, because yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Or if I had time, I would be testing him myself right now, which is what I was going to do until I saw this patch. But now there's no point to test either one of them, which is literally what I was going to do today, because, well, they're going to change them anyway. So I'll wait for the changes before we do any testing. But 16% of max HP, guys. He is not based on the enemy's max HP. If it was that, it would say that, just like Zyda says. Zyda says the target's max HP on her ultimate. That's where max HP of the enemy comes in. This is his max HP, and I'm really happy that my opinion on that was kind of verified here, of his own max HP. It actually says that in these patch notes. Oh, sorry, I started losing my voice here. All right. So number 2, adjusted the skill effect and talent effect of Pandemonium's passive skill, Gravity Deflector. Deleted Pandemonium's damage reduction skill when the enemy is knocked down on the battlefield. Added a new damage deflection status. Reduces all damage received for 80 seconds, and after the damage deflection ends, the damage dealt by all allied tanks will be permanently increased by 40%. I don't know, I mean, I guess that's better, but damage reduction can be really powerful against bosses and whatnot, but it sounds like they're taking away this whatever based on accuracy, chance to blah blah blah. I don't, maybe they're taking that away. But no, it says deleted. Oh yeah, deleted this. Pandemonium gains 30% damage reduction. Okay, oh, that's him. Never mind. I was thinking like Artos. Never mind. Never mind. It was to him. So they're changing it to this damage deflection type of skill. That makes sense. And then deleted the talent of Pandemonium's melee resistance when the enemy is knocked down. So that's down here. So same thing, just like Zyda. And that's going to be added the talent of damage reduction for every 2% of damage reduction that Pandemonium has. The melee damage received is reduced by 1%, up to 40%. Okay. So you're definitely going to want those damage reduction boots on Pandemonium, which you should already have, I'm assuming, if you built him. Actually, I don't think I did, because I think I built him like a damage dealer. Or did I? What did I do? Okay, no, I had damage reduction boots. But you can have up to 40%. For every 2% damage, you can have up to 40%. So if you have 80% damage reduction, you can have an additional 40% damage received decrease. That's insane. That's reduced. That's really cool. Okay. So he's going to be a lot more tanky and survive a lot better too. I hope that's actually translate well. It should translate quite well if we can get him with some really good damage reduction, because he's honestly, the one thing that was fun with him is he was doing a lot of damage with his skills here, actually, as long as you put a lot of HP on him. I mean, decent. I have 2.9. It's not like game changing or anything, but he was dying so easily. So luckily Zyda was helping to keep him alive with her shield. Oh, no. She doesn't have a shield. Hercules. Sorry. Hercules on my team had the shields. Hercules had the shields. So when I was playing with 3 tanks, I had Hercules in a shield set. I did have Zyda in a shield set as well, because she puts a shield on herself, and it just made her even more tanky. But yeah. I like the sounds of these changes so far. And they are fixing a very important bug. Bug fixed, guys. Additionally, we found that the talent effect of Pandemonium's ultimate skill will take effect on Vanguard heroes by mistake, which is not in line with our design purpose. We will fix this bug after the update. After it's fixed, the actual effect will be consistent with the skill description. The above is the entire content of this week's hero adjustment, and the actual content is subject to change in the new version, of course. If you have any comments or suggestions, blah, 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 blah. There we go. So that's kind of where we're at. Some fixes to make them have a lot more survivability. Plus, if you have Pandemonium on the team, you're now going to have a 40% increased damage that your tanks will do. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'm not looking for my tanks to do damage. I want my tanks to survive, to let the damage, or help the damage dealers survive so they can do the damage. That's kind of the point of a tank. We don't need the tanks to do damage like Vanguards. Vanguards are kind of that weird tanky damage dealer, cross kind of hybrid style hero. That's what makes them unique, is they are damage dealers that are tanky. And you can build like Leo that way. And if you built a ship ton of damage on him, he'd be decently survivable with a bunch of defense and a little bit of crit rate, and he'd actually hit a little bit harder than a tank typically would, which I think is fine. I don't think the tanks need to do a lot of damage. I think they just need to do their job as a tank and survive. It's really frustrating when the tanks in this game were not surviving any better than the Vanguards, where it should have been the opposite. For sure. Tanks should survive way better than Vanguards, because Vanguards are also a little bit of that, again, that hybrid feel, like they are a damage dealer and also a protector, a tanky damage dealer. So I hope that this really does bring those two Triple S heroes up to par, where tanks can really do their job. And if you don't have Leo, it's not the end of the world always for content, you know? You kind of we want to feel like you're strongly protected in hard content as well, like Twilight or some other like higher stages of dungeons. But that's all for now. Today's video, that's all. I was gonna test Pandemonium today in other content, but there's no point because they're changing him. So this is perfect timing. Hope you guys appreciate the update, and I'll see you in the next video. Oh, and Wednesday, I will be live on Twitch again playing some Eternal Evolution. And speaking of tanks, we're going to be blowing stuff up again.